only after ruling for 2 years. The first Caliph, Hazrat Abu Bakr, R.A., left this world, but before his demise, he had clearly told everyone who the second Caliph of Muslims would be after him, Umar ibn Al-Khattab. Today, Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world, followed by almost 200 crore, 2 billion people. And not a single second passes in the world without the adhan being called out in some corner of the earth. Hazrat Umar, R.A., played a massive role in all of this, as he built such a vast empire for Muslims in just a few years that no one before him possessed, not even Alexander the Great or the pharaohs of Egypt. But how did he achieve all of this? To understand Hazrat Umar's personality, it is essential to understand the city of Makkah at that time, because for the past several centuries, a single tribe, the Quraysh, had control over Makkah. And gradually this tribe grew so large that the Quraysh itself was divided into many sub-tribes. To maintain peace in Makkah among these tribes, different responsibilities were assigned to each. There were 3 most powerful tribes of the Quraysh, among which the tribe of Prophet Muhammad, Banu Hashim, held the religious power because Makkah was the center of Arabia's religion due to the Kaaba, and the leaders of Banu Hashim were Abdul Muttalib and after him, Abu Talib. The second powerful tribe of the Quraysh was Banu Umayyah. This tribe was famous in Quraysh for only one thing: money. Therefore, the entire economy of Makkah was controlled by this family, Banu Umayyah, and the leader of this tribe was Abu Sufyan. And lastly, the third powerful tribe of the Quraysh was Banu Makhzum, which was the family of warriors in Makkah. Hence, the planning for every war and battle in Makkah was done by this family, and they also possessed the most weapons. The leader of Banu Makhzum was among the most powerful leaders, one of whom is known as Abu Jahl. However, Hazrat Umar, R.A., did not belong to any of these 3 tribes. He belonged to another tribe of the Quraysh called Banu Adi, which was the tribe of the Quraysh's ambassadors, meaning the translator or spokesperson of the Quraysh was usually from this tribe, and whenever there were internal fights within the Quraysh, this tribe would resolve them. Their leader was Khattab, the father of Hazrat Umar, R.A. Therefore, this trait of Hazrat Umar's personality, that he could easily resolve any major issue through dialogue and debate, came from his father's tribe, Banu Adi. But there was another angle to Hazrat Umar's, R.A. personality that we hear about repeatedly, that he was a very hot-tempered man and was ready to behead someone over minor things. This trait of Hazrat Umar's personality came from his mother, Hantama bint Hisham, who did not belong to Banu Adi, but to Banu Makhzum, the tribe that managed the Quraysh's wars and battles. To understand the mindset of the Banu Makhzum tribe, it is enough to know that Hazrat Umar's, R.A. cousin from this tribe was named Khalid bin Walid. This means that Hazrat Umar, R.A., learned how to make people understand through dialogue from his father, and he learned how to handle those who didn't understand through words, with a stick or a sword from his mother's family. There are many books and lectures about the life of Prophet Muhammad, S.A.W., but listening to or reading them always poses a major problem. Which event occurred when? Because of this, most people get confused, especially children. To solve this problem, House of Books has launched the Prophet Muhammad series, in which all events concerning the life of the Prophet, S.A.W., are written using authentic sources. And what I like the most about this is that the series divides all events into small books, and each book has its own number so that anyone, especially children, can properly understand the life of the Prophet, S.A.W., in a proper sequence. House of Books Prophet series, link in the description. One day, after becoming the Caliph and the ruler of the world's largest empire, Hazrat Umar passed through the area of Makkah where he used to graze camels in his childhood. And he said, "What a glory of Allah that there was a time in my life when I used to graze camels here, and my father would beat me severely even over a small mistake. And today is a day when there is no one between me and Allah in this world." This meant that at that time, Hazrat Umar, R.A., had become the leader of the world's largest empire and the most powerful man on earth, with no one more powerful than him except Allah. Hazrat Umar, R.A., was born in Makkah 12 years after the Prophet, S.A.W., and due to being very tall and muscular in his youth, he quickly became the most powerful wrestler in Makkah. It is said that when he walked in a group, it appeared as though everyone else was walking on the ground while he was sitting on a camel. In today's terms, if we look at it, his height was almost 6 feet 6 inches or 6 feet 7 inches. For example, here is Narendra Modi's average height, and standing next to him is the Emir of Qatar, Tamim bin Hamad. There must have been a similar height difference between Hazrat Umar and other average people, or perhaps even more. After all this, Hazrat Umar, R.A., gradually began taking over the leadership of his tribe, Banu Adi, and started sitting in meetings with the great chieftains of Makkah, becoming one of the most talented ambassadors of the Quraysh in a short span of time. Along with this, he also started his import-export business, traveling constantly between Makkah, Yemen, and Syria. When Hazrat Umar, R.A., finally reached the age of 27, Prophet Muhammad (s.a.w) announced his prophethood in Makkah and began inviting people to Islam. However, due to being the ambassador and spokesperson of the Quraysh, Hazrat Umar fiercely opposed Islam at first and stood with his maternal uncle Abu Jahl against the Muslims. Before Islam, Hazrat Umar's R.A. reputation was not very good because he was involved in many anti-Islamic activities, such as drinking alcohol and gambling. He hated Islam so much that one day he beat one of his slaves so much just for becoming a Muslim that he himself grew tired of beating him. But as time passed, Hazrat Umar's R.A. stance regarding Muslims gradually began to change. Therefore, one day when he passed by a slave in Makkah who had been beaten almost unconscious by his master Abu Jahl for being a Muslim, and Hazrat Umar saw that no one else helped him, he went ahead, gave him a hand, and lifted him up. Upon this, the slave said to Hazrat Umar, "By Allah, you are the better of the two," which Hazrat Umar, R.A., did not understand. The slave was hinting at the prayer that the Prophet (s.a.w) had made to Allah. "O Allah, bring one of these two Umars of Makkah to Islam, either Umar ibn Al-Khattab or Amr bin Hisham, Abu Jahl, to distance the Quraysh of Makkah from the Muslims." Abu Jahl and Abu Sufyan would repeatedly call meetings of the elders of Makkah to convince them that because of Muhammad, our religion has been ruined, and along with that, our economy and honor have also been severely damaged. Sitting through these meetings repeatedly, Hazrat Umar, R.A., finally got so fed up one day that he made a decision that no one else had the courage to make before, the decision to assassinate Prophet Muhammad, S.A.W. Taking his sword, he headed straight towards Dar-e-Arqam, which was the headquarters of the Muslims in Makkah. But Allah turned Hazrat Umar back during this gravest sin. It happened that while Hazrat Umar, R.A., was on his way to Dar-e-Arqam, he met his best friend on the path, who had secretly converted to Islam some time ago, but had not told Hazrat Umar, R.A. He stopped Hazrat Umar, R.A., and asked, "Umar, where are you going?" When Hazrat Umar told him, the man got terrified and said, "Before going to the Prophet, S.A.W., find out about your own household." Hearing this, Hazrat Umar, R.A., understood and headed straight to his sister's house. Hazrat Umar's R.A. sister had already accepted Islam due to her husband, Sa'id bin Zayd. Sa'id bin Zayd was not only Hazrat Umar's brother-in-law but also his paternal cousin, and his father, Zayd, had abandoned the religion of Makkah even before the prophethood of Prophet Muhammad, S.a.w., and always spoke against the religion of Makkah. He used to say, "When we all know that Ibrahim, A.S., worshipped one God, and the descendants of his second son, Ishaq, the Bani Israel, also worship one God, then from where did we, the descendants of Ismail, bring so many gods?" Therefore, when the family of Hazrat Umar's R.A. uncle found out about the Islam of the Prophet, S.A.W., they accepted Islam very quickly. Hazrat Umar went straight inside and began beating Sa'id bin Zayd. His sister Fatima tried to save him, but Hazrat Umar struck her in anger as well, causing her to bleed. When Hazrat Umar saw his sister's blood, he finally felt remorse and said, "Show me the Quran. Let's see what is written in it." After reading the Quran, he finally accepted Islam. All these stories are mentioned in detail in the Prophet Muhammad series by House of Books. After accepting Islam, he went back towards Dar-e-Arqam. When he arrived and knocked on the door, all the Muslims inside got scared, but Hazrat Hamza, R.A., who had accepted Islam just a short while before, said, "Let Umar come in. If his intention is clear, then it's fine. But if his intention is not right, I will cut off his neck with his own sword." Hazrat Umar came inside. And the Prophet SAW asked him, Umar, has the time still not come for you to understand the truth? Upon this, Hazrat Umar accepted Islam in front of the Prophet SAW and all the other Muslims, causing all the Muslims present to chant Allahu Akbar loudly. According to many sources, this was the 6th year of prophethood, and Hazrat Umar's age was 32 or 33 years. With Hazrat Umar R.A. joining, the number of Muslims in Makkah reached 50, consisting of 40 men and only 10 women. After Hazrat Umar R.A. accepted Islam, the situation of the Muslims completely changed because whoever had accepted Islam before him were mostly very weak people who always accepted Islam secretly. But after accepting Islam, Hazrat Umar went straight to the house of his maternal uncle Abu Jahl and told him that he had accepted Islam. Abu Jahl replied, "It cannot be that a man like you has accepted Islam," because Hazrat Umar's entire past life was completely opposite to Islam. After this, Hazrat Umar went straight to Jamil bin Marmar and told him about his conversion to Islam because Jamil was the loudspeaker of Makkah, a man who could not keep a secret for long. When he heard such big news, he ran immediately and began announcing in the streets of Makkah that Umar had abandoned our faith. Before Hazrat Umar, Muslims used to pray secretly in Makkah. But after Hazrat Umar, all Muslims began to pray openly in front of everyone, and even went inside the Kaaba to offer prayers. After all this, Hazrat Umar, ERA, dedicated his entire life to the Prophet, SAW, and Islam. And sometime later, leaving his family and all his power behind in Makkah, he migrated to Medina along with the Muslims. After arriving in Medina, the Prophet, SAW, settled the Muhajirin of Makkah, who had no homes, no businesses, nothing, into the homes of the Ansar, one by one. Hazrat Umar was also settled with an Ansari, and the two divided their time such that one day that companion would present himself in the service of the Prophet, SAW, while Hazrat Umar looked after his business. And the next day, Hazrat Umar would go to the Prophet, SAW, while that companion ran the business. Just 2 years after the migration, Hazrat Umar fought in the Battle of Badr under the leadership of Hazrat Hamza. After winning the battle, Hazrat Umar's opinion was that they should not keep prisoners, but the opinion of the Prophet, SAW, and Abu Bakr was opposite to this. Following this, a Quranic verse was revealed in which Hazrat Umar's opinion was clearly preferred. Due to this decision and some other choices, Hazrat Umar was named Al-Faruq, which means the one who distinguishes between right and wrong, the supporter of truth. 1 year after Badr, in the Battle of Uhud, and later in the Battle of the Trench, Hazrat Umar remained in the Muslim army. Afterwards, during the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, when a deal had to be made with the people of Makkah, Hazrat Umar advised sending Hazrat Usman to deal with them instead of himself, because by then, Hazrat Umar's Ray uncle Abu Jahl had died, and the new powerful chieftain of Makkah after him was Abu Sufyan, who belonged to Hazrat Usman's tribe, as we have explained fully in this video. Following this, the people of Makkah placed a deal before the Muslims which seemed like the Muslims would make a huge mistake by signing it. However, the Prophet, SAW, set aside the opinion of the companions and put his seal on the deal, which left some companions very confused and upset, one of whom was Hazrat Umar, R.A. He went straight to the Prophet, SAW, and asked, "Are you not the true Prophet?" The Prophet, SAW, replied, "Certainly." Then Hazrat Umar asked, "Are our enemies not disbelievers?" The Prophet, SAW, replied, "Certainly." Upon this, Hazrat Umar said, "Then why are we agreeing to everything they say? Why are we becoming weak before them?" The Prophet, SAW, replied, "I am the messenger of Allah, and I do not do anything against the command of Allah." This silenced Hazrat Umar. Later, in the coming years, when he saw that many people entered Islam because of the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, he understood the Prophet's SAW decision and always kept asking Allah for forgiveness for his words. After the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, Islam began to spread so rapidly that Hazrat Umar's R.A. cousin Khalid bin Walid also accepted Islam. After this, Hazrat Umar always stayed with the Prophet ﷺ in every decision and every battle. And the Prophet SAW also married Hazrat Umar's daughter, Hazrat Hafsa. Finally, after the conquest of Makkah, during the Battle of Tabuk, Hazrat Umar R.A. donated half of his entire wealth to support the Muslim army. A short while after the expedition of Tabuk, the Prophet SAW left this world. But when this news reached Hazrat Umar, he was so shocked that he could not believe it. He stood up in Masjid-i-Nabawi, drew his sword and said, "Whoever says that the Prophet has passed away, I will chop off his neck." Because the Prophet Esadababu always used to say that one day Muslims would conquer both the Roman and Persian empires. So how could it be possible for the Prophet Esadababu to leave the world without all this happening? However, Hazrat Umar did not know that Allah would conquer both empires through his very hands one day. While everyone inside Masjid-i-Nabawi was in grief and confusion, Hazrat Abu Bakr RRA climbed the pulpit and explained that our mission did not end with the demise of the Prophet Esadababu, but rather the real mission had just begun. At the time of the Prophet's Esadababu passing, some people of Medina began choosing their new king, when suddenly Hazrat Umar and Abu Bakr arrived there. What happened next has been fully explained by us in this video. In short, when Hazrat Umar RA saw that the situation there was gradually deteriorating, he was the first to pledge allegiance at the hand of Hazrat Abu Bakr to control the situation, after which everyone else gradually came forward and pledged allegiance at Hazrat Umar's hand as well. And thus Hazrat Abu Bakr became the first Caliph of the Muslims because of Hazrat Umar RRA. After Abu Bakr RA became the Caliph, Hazrat Umar RA was the second in command of this Muslim empire. Meaning if Hazrat Abu Bakr was the king, Hazrat Umar was his prime minister. And the two worked together with the other companions to reunite the whole of Arabia. Finally, after the Battle of Yamama, Arabia was reunited. But because many Hufaz, memorizers of the Quran, were martyred in this battle, there was a danger that Muslims might fall into disagreements regarding the Quran. Therefore, the idea first came to Hazrat Umar's mind that we must immediately compile the Quran into the form of a book. This means that a part of the credit for all the Qurans in the world today, written as books, goes to Hazrat Umar RRA. After uniting Arabia, upon the command of Caliph Abu Bakr ERA, the Muslims launched a direct attack on the Persian Empire and conquered this entire region from them within a few months. Along with the attack on the Persian Empire, the Muslims simultaneously attacked the Roman Empire as well. But unlike the Persian Empire, the Muslims were not achieving as much success in the Roman Empire. Khalid bin Walid was not in the Roman Empire, but in the Persian Empire, which is why Hazrat Abu Bakr RRA sent a letter to Khalid bin Walid asking him to take half his army and go straight towards the Roman Empire. As soon as Khalid bin Walid arrived there, he began conquering all the areas of the Roman Empire very rapidly and finally surrounded the main city of the Roman Empire, Damascus, from all sides. Now, in running this empire of the Muslims, the opinions of Hazrat Abu Bakr and Hazrat Umar were mostly always the same except for one issue. And this issue later became a highly controversial one, which was how to handle Khalid bin Walid. This was because Khalid bin Walid used to make all decisions by himself up until then and would send a letter to Medina only after doing everything. However, Hazrat Umar did not like this habit of his cousin Khalid bin Walid at all. So when Hazrat Umar became the Caliph, he removed the greatest general of the Muslims from his post a short while later, which made Khalid bin Walid very upset with him. We will explain this controversial issue in the next video, so subscribe. As soon as the Muslim army reached this point, the health of the Muslims' Caliph, Abu Bakr RA, deteriorated completely in Medina, making him realize that these were his last days in the world. Therefore, he called all the senior companions and told them, "Now I am no longer your Caliph. Consult among yourselves and select whoever you want as your new Caliph." Upon this, the companions thought for a while and came back to Hazrat Abu Bakr saying, "We leave this task to you. Make whoever you think is right the Caliph of the Muslims after you." So Hazrat Abu Bakr called the senior companions one by one and asked them, "What is your opinion about Umar?" One companion said, "Yes, Hazrat Umar is very good, but his personality is very strict." To defend Hazrat Umar, Hazrat Abu Bakr said, "Umar acts strict only because he always sees me being soft, but when he becomes the Caliph himself, his personality will change completely." After asking all these companions, Hazrat Abu Bakr, during his severe illness, called Hazrat Usman to his side and told him, "Write down that I, Caliph Abu Bakr, appoint as the new Caliph of the Muslims after me." As he said this, his health suddenly worsened and he became unconscious. So Hazrat Usman, RA, wrote further on his own, Nominate Umar as the new caliph after me." A short while later, when he regained consciousness, he said, "You did exactly the right thing," and called all the senior companions, asking, "Will you all accept the one whom I make the caliph?" Everyone there said, "Yes," upon which Hazrat Abu Bakr, R.A., said, "I am neither leaving after appointing my son as caliph nor any member of my family. Rather, I am making him the caliph whom I consider the best, and that is Umar ibn Al-Khattab." Apart from modern democracy, if the entire history of the world is examined, it has rarely happened that after the death of a king, his son or someone from his family did not become the king. Just as the situation of Muslims in Makkah had completely changed after Hazrat Umar accepted Islam, similarly, the history of the entire world was about to change forever after he became the caliph. Because in just the next few years, Hazrat Umar, R.A., built such a massive empire that no one in the world had before him. After conquering this empire, he established such a system there that even today, 1400 years later, Muslims rule over all those regions, except for one small area.